Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
Good morning, visitors and guests. I am going to call this meeting to order, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the January session for January 30th, 2018 at 10:32 a.m. Would Philip Goodcorp please give us an opening prayer, please?
Good morning. I would first want to thank everybody and thank Chairman Scott Weston for allowing me to say the prayer. I'm going to go into the speaking English. I want to thank Tukashla for being here for us, to guide us, to make the right decisions on behalf of the Oglala Sioux tribe, and to listen to people's concerns as they bring them forward, and I want to thank, we have the students from Bennett County. I want to thank them for coming, and the Oglala Sioux tribe to honor them, and to say Wopila to Tukasha for, for watching out for all our schools on the Lakota Oglala land. Wopila Takoasi.
Thank you for that, Philip Goodcrow. Since we are guests of the Lake Creek District, I would ask Craig Dillon to give us some words of encouragement today.
Thank you, Chairman Weston. And I want to thank everybody for being here today and listening to us. You know, a year ago we started out, and so we're halfway through our administration. And we have to look back and see what we accomplished and what we haven't accomplished. I think we're far from done. With the limited time we have left, we got to concentrate on doing a few good things for our people and pushing them through. And I want to thank the girls for coming today. The basketball team, on a lighter note, is because they had a winning record this year, and that's something that Bennett County has suffered through for many years. And hopefully they're a trendsetter, and from now on we can look forward to good basketball games and good representation of our people. And so thank you, Mr. Weston, and I hope we get something done today.
Thank you. At this time, we'll do roll call.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse here. Stanley Little White Man.
Here.
Austin Watkins.
Oh.
Chancey Wilson.
Here.
Stephanie Leisure. Here. Valentina Merdanian. Present. Lydia Bearkiller.
Here.
James Cross.
Present.
Ella Giancarlo. Here. Richard Greenwald.
Here.
Robin Tapio. No, Rob's here.
Robin is here.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer.
Here.
Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Here.
Jackie Sears.
Here.
Colin C.J. Clifford. Lisa Jumping Eagle Dallion. Here. Craig Dillon.
Here.
19. We have 19 members present. 19 is enough to constitute a quorum, so we shall begin. But before you raise your hand, for time's sake, I know these young ladies need to get back to class because they are our examples. So at this time, I want to honor the young ladies, and then we can let them move on, and then we can come back in here and approve our agenda. Okay? So, Craig, if you would give us a little bit of history, because I know this is on your behalf that you wanted to do that, and then I'll take it from there.
Well, like I said, we've had struggling years in our athletic basketball program. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Every school goes through it, the ups and downs of it. And these young ladies have stepped up and they won a tournament which hasn't happened in Bennett County history for at least 15 or 20 years that I know of. And Donna Solomon got a hold of me and said we should do something to honor them and inspire them to achieve more. So today, as a result of talking with Donna, we set this aside. We've went to the treasurer and got approval and got him each a star quilt. And that star quilt symbolizes the warmth and the respect that the tribe shows for each and every one of you young ladies. And years ago, we used to give buffalo hides as a recognition, but we no longer do that. So today, we use their star quilt as similar. And women used to spend months and months getting them buffalo hides soft so they could be used for clothing or bedding. And so today, when you look at that star quilt, remember a lot of work and a lot of thought went into presenting you this star quilt today. And so when the president calls your name, will you please stand up, and the secretary will read the resolution, and then we'll come through and shake your hands, young ladies, and wish you well in your endeavors. Thank you.
Very good, Kevin. Okay, so it is my honor as the president of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and on behalf of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council, we wish to honor you and let you know that you are our heroes. You are our leaders of tomorrow, and that we are very, very proud of you. As Craig stated, what's being given to you is as a token of our process, of our traditional way of life, and we just would like to make sure that you are aware that people out there watch for you, look out for you, think of you, and that you're going to go a long way. So we want to honor you. And so it is my honor to start reading if you would, I'll read the certificate, and then I'll say a name. And then I'll read it one time, and then I'll just read the name, and then you can all stand, okay? So the first one is a certificate of honoring and appreciation presented to Samantha Gaiman. The Oglala Sioux Tribe holds in high esteem those student athletes who exemplifies qualities of courage, bravery, fortitude, and generosity, both on and off the court. The 2017 West River Conference Tournament champions are great role models, true heroes of the Oglala Lakota Oyate. Presented this 30th day of January 2018, signed by me, Troy S. Weston, President of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and attested by Donna Solomon, OST Secretary. So from now, I'll just start reading the names, okay? And then I'll give you all of your certificates individually when we come through and shake your hands, okay? Isabel Rissy. Gabriella Dreamer. Taylor Byerly. Tay Heathershaw. Eden Fanning. Haley Mooney. Angel Robinson. Stefana Solomon. Bailey May. Stacy Robinson, coach. Hannah Rissy, manager. Now, if the secretary would read our resolution.
Resolution of the Oglala Tribal Council of the Oglala Tribe and Unincorporated Tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Tribal Council of the Oglala Tribe honoring the Bennett County Schools girls basketball team for winning the 2017 West River Girls Basketball Tournament Championship. Whereas the Oglala Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. 5123. And under Article 3 of the Oglala Tribe's Constitution, the Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Tribe. And whereas the Bennett County Schools girls basketball team consists of Bailey May, Stefana Solomon, Angel Robinson, Haley Mooney, Eden Fanning, Tay Heather Shaw, Taylor Byerly, Gabriella Dreamer, Isabel Reese, Samantha Geeman, Hannah Reese, manager, and Stacy Robinson, coach. And whereas these young athletes and their coaching staff of the Bennett County School have displayed outstanding basketball skills, athletic and coaching abilities to win the 2017 West River Girls Basketball Tournament. Now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Tribal Council hereby honors and recognizes the Bennett County Schools girls basketball team for their outstanding basketball skills, athletic and coaching abilities to capture the 2017 West River Girls Basketball Championship title.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by
We have a motion by Cora Whitehorse, seconded by Sonia Weston. If the secretary would read the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Lowe Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure. Valentina Merdanian. Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo. Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio. Philip Goodcrow. David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Unanimous, 19.
Congratulations, young ladies. It is my honor to now have everybody come through and shake your hand.
Where'd they go? I know. She must have went. What is she? She's gonna go shake hands too. Oh, shoot.
Well, if Jim Bakeman come after a star clip. What kind of food you got over there?
Trying to recruit. Yeah, keep going. Congratulations. Trying to recruit.
Way to go.
Thanks, Craig, for
Give them some motivation. Hope it can inspire them.
Huh?
You can inspire them. Yeah, I'm real proud. I'm gonna have one of them shake cakes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, which is gonna be good. You bet. Which is good, you know? She's gonna be a monster. That's what I wanted. I wanted to focus on it, you know? Yeah.
But it is.
I tell her that's more important because it is. So did you get to take your cake back?
Yeah.
Good.
Kevin's done it. He's gonna carry it out.
Hi. And you go to Big Hi, how are you, Tara?
Good. How about you? Good.
You know what's sad? I have grandkids at home. It's not fun anymore. Lydia, I'm gonna have Coach take the girl in here.
Tay's not here. No, this is Sam, and she's actually my assistant coach. Even though everybody thinks of her as a player. And you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. It was nice seeing you. Yeah. We appreciate your achievement for us.
What's that? Picture of you two? I can do this.
I can do this.
One more. There we go.
Kev, did you make this?
Early this morning.
Where did it come from?
Yep.
Stacy,
What?
we also have a cake for you to take home,
Okay.
back to the school.
Yep, we'll take it to school.
Read.
I can't read.
You can't breathe. It says, congratulations to the 2017 West River Girls Basketball Champions from the Ogallala Sioux Tribe.
Okay, come up here.
Yes, cut the deal down.
Right on in front.
That's a better one right there.
Up here.
He's right there, too. Come on, cheese. There we go. I knew there's some smiles. Everybody loves come on, cheese.
Robert, throw your bag down. Let's go. You're late.
They're all loaded.
Good morning. I'm Stacy Robinson, and this is Sam. She's actually my assistant coach. I know everybody thinks of her as a player because she looks so young. These group of girls have been wonderful. I saw a vision with them last year when I took over coaching. I actually was a Bennett County high school basketball player back in the day, many moons ago. And I knew our program was struggling, so I wanted to step up and help with that. So last year I started out with them, and they did good. But I really did see a vision with them, and I was really excited for this year. We worked real hard. They'd probably tell you that I yelled at them quite a bit, because I do. And I believe in respect and working hard, and that's how you get further. And I'm just really proud of these guys. They've worked hard all year long. They've listened, they've learned, they have developed, and I pray for them that going forward into high school that our program will continue to get stronger. And on behalf of myself, my assistant coach in the Bennett County Schools, we thank you for bringing us here today and honoring these girls. This is what it's really about, because they are the leaders, the future for us. Thank you.
Would you like it? Read it. Cake. Tell him to go get the cake. Oh. Stacy's gonna get it? Hey, what's someone get the cake? Yeah, who's grabbing the cake? Stacy.
Okay. So that part is finished. Hi, Cora. We have, we still have a 19. Yep. So now we need to approve. Thank you for coming again. Yeah, they took the cake with them. We have, next is our approval of our agenda. Cora Whitehorse.
Thank you. On our last agenda, we had the bond issue with
John Banks and Gary Roos that didn't carry over to this agenda. And we ask that they be a floating agenda item. Do I need to 2/3 that back on?
If it's on the backside, you don't need to. I think it's on the backside of the unfinished agenda.
Okay, so do I need to make a motion to make them floating, or can you just do that?
Do you want to make it float to the front?
Yes.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay. And then the second item that we had for Finance Committee to 2/3 on is a resolution entitled Resolution of the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe authorizing the establishment of a bank account for the operation of a tribally owned store in Oglala, South Dakota, authorizing the transfer of $211,230 to that account from the OST revolving loan fund, and authorizing the Department of Revenue to begin developing the policies, procedures, and other documents for the opening and operation of the Oglala store as a tribally owned business enterprise, subject to final approval by the council. That's the resolution that Jennifer rewrote and emailed to me. If you want me to read that, I will, or I will just make a motion to 2/3 that onto the agenda.
A motion will suffice.
Okay,
Just we can deal with that as such later.
Okay.
Motion to add that on the two-thirds?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion by Cora to add on the authorization of the transfer of a bank account, establishing the bank account. We have a second by Craig Dillon. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Oh.
Jim Meeks, Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Low Whiteman,
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Chancey Wilson,
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure. No. Valentina Merdanian.
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross. Ella Giancarlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Here.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Here.
Lisa Jumping Eagle Dalion.
Here.
Craig Dillon.
Donna, did you need a copy of our action from finance?
Motion for 2/3 did carry, 14 yes, 5 no. Is that all for finance?
Yes.
Okay. Law and order, what do you have?
Chairman, I have a resolution just as a follow-up to the Attorney General that was selected a couple weeks ago. It's basically the contract and to certify the selection. I'll just read the top part. Resolution of the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe certifying the selection of J. Scott James for the Oglala Sioux Tribe Attorney General for 4-year term. And also attached to it is the 4-year contract.
That is your motion?
That is my motion.
Seconded by Austin Watkins. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Low Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins.
Oh.
Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio. Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Ha. Jackie Sears. Ha. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon. Oh, hi. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion did carry, 19 yes. Lydia Bearkiller, are you HHS or education today?
Education.
Okay. Just for clarification.
I guess we're always talking about following procedure and the process or council agenda. I have a resolution that was just passed in education yesterday, and it's a program under Health and Human Service, as well as issues with under finance. But I'm going to read it and I guess move it on. It's a resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe supporting Betulita Otipi to work with Little Wound School to purchase the Chungleshka building for a treatment center using Department of Justice monies for the purchase. Motion.
Motion by Lydia Bearkiller, seconded by Cora Whitehorse. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Yes. Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins.
Oh.
Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Oh-ha.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross. Ella John Carlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Ha.
Philip Goodcrow.
No.
David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
19.
Motion carried, 19 yes, 0 no. Anyone else? Land? EB&D?
I got a issue here, but it has to be discussed in executive session. It's on the general manager. And so-
We'll put that on first as soon as we approve our agenda, and then we'll do that right there.
Okay,
Okay?
so that'll be my motion then?
That'll be your motion to bring it on and then go into executive session as soon as we get. So that's your motion.
Yeah, motion.
Okay. Seconded by Austin Watkins. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little Whiteman. Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure. Yes. Valentina Merdanian.
Oh-ha.
Lydia Bearkiller. James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo. Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio. Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Oh-ha.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Oh-ha.
Craig Dillon. Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Motion carried, 18 yes, and 1 not voting. HHS.
Chairman. 10 items. The first item, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the 2018 contract between the Oglala Sioux Tribe Health Administration and Project Venture in the amount of $100,500. Motion.
Motion by Richard Greenwald, seconded by Ella John Carlo. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross. Ella Giancarlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Oh, huh.
Jackie Sears. Lisa Jumpin' Eagle DeLeon. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion carried, 18 yes, 1 no. Next one.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 2, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the contract with Pace Construction for closed-circuited television or televised evaluation of the Pine Ridge Village sewer. Motion.
Motion and a second. Motion by Richard Greenwell, seconded by Alajon Carlo. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross. Ella Giancarlo. Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Huh.
Jackie Sears. Lisa Jumpin' Eagle DeLeon. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion carried, 18 yes, 1 no. Next one, please.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 3, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the contract between OST Native Women's Healthcare Program and Prior Care Staffing Solutions to provide nurses for the Native Women's Healthcare. Motion.
Motion and a second. Seconded by Lisa Jumpin' Eagle De Leon. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Question. Was these referred to XB from last council? Because we have in XB minutes, Native Women's Healthcare Professional Service Agreements for individuals, as well as resolutions stated in XB. So were they already taken care of?
These are 2018, I think.
No.
No.
Therefore, I'm going to vote no because I can't see any of this stuff in front of me. Here.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Here.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston. Jackie Sears. Lisa Jumpin' Eagle DeLeon. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion carried, 17 yes, 2 no. Next one.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 4, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the professional services agreement between the Oglala Sioux Tribe, Native Women's Healthcare, and Dr. Mark Ballard for FY 2018. Motion.
We have a motion by Richard Greenwell and a second by Alajon Carlo. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Lil Whiteman. Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Question. There's minutes pertaining to a Mark Ballard contract already in XB. Is there a reason it has to come back through council?
I think it might be a different one.
It's Resolution 17-162 XB, approving Dr. Mark Ballard's services for fiscal year 2018.
Fiscal year.
Hold on, 1 second. Donna.
There was a correction on that resolution, and I don't think when they put the packet together, they put the corrected one on, but XB did approve of 2017, and there was an error, a typo on there where they put 2018, so these were not approved.
Yep.
There was a corrected one, and I don't think they put that one in. I'm sorry.
So it is for 2018. Continue, please.
Chancey Wilson?
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure?
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian? Here. Lydia Bearkiller?
Yes.
James Cross?
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo?
Yes.
Richard Greenwell?
Yes.
Robin Tapio?
Not voting.
Philip Goodcrow?
No.
David Puyer? Sonia Lilhawk Weston?
Ha.
Jackie Sears?
Oh-ha.
Lisa Jumping Eagle Dalion?
Oh-ha.
Craig Dillon?
Yes.
Stanley Lil Whiteman?
Yes.
Motion carried, 17 yes, 1 no, 0 abstain, and 1 not voting. Hold on, Richard, one before you. Stephanie Leisure, you had your hand up?
I just have one question. Do these have a timeline? And that's why we're coming to this council?
Every contract dies December 31st. So
Okay.
they need to come back now in order for them to continue their services for these doctors, for the patients and the membership.
Okay. Thank you.
Continue, please.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 5, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the professional services agreement between the Oglala Sioux Tribe, Native Women's Health Care, and Dr. Angela Anderson for FY 2018. Motion.
Motion by Richard Greenwald, seconded by Ella John Carlo. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Lil Thunder?
Oh.
Jim Meeks? Cora Whitehorse?
Yes.
Stanley Lil Whiteman?
Yes.
Austin Watkins? Chancey Wilson?
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure? Valentina Merdanian?
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller?
Yes.
James Cross?
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo? Richard Greenwell?
Yes.
Robin Tapio?
Not voting.
Philip Goodcrow? David Puyer? Sonia Lilhawk Weston?
Ha.
Jackie Sears?
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle Dalion?
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon?
Yes.
Motion did carry, 16 yes, 1 no, 0 abstain, and 2 not voting. Next one, please.
Thank you, Chair. Chair. Item number 6, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the professional services agreement between the Oglala Sioux Tribe, Native Women's Healthcare, and Dr. Jeffrey Bent for the FY 2018. Motion.
Motion by Richard Greenwald, seconded by Ella John Carlo. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder. Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Not voting.
Philip Goodcrow.
Out.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion did carry, 16 yes, 1 no, 2 not voting. Number 7.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 7, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the FY 2018 professional services agreement with Shayla Lewis, certified nurse midwife. Motion.
Motion by Richard Greenwald, seconded by Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder. Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little Whiteman. Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller. James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo. Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Not voting.
Philip Goodcrow.
Out.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Motion did carry, 17 yes, 1 no, and 1 not voting. Next.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 8, resolution of Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the FY 2018 professional services agreement with Jan Mangelson, certified nurse midwife. Motion.
Motion by Richard Greenwald, seconded by Ella John Carlo. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Not voting.
Philip Goodcrow.
Out.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Motion carried, 17 yes, 1 no, and 1 not voting.
Thank you, Chair.
Number 9.
Item number 9, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the FY 2018 professional services agreement between the Oglala Sioux Tribe Native Women's Healthcare Program with Chelsea Iverson, certified nurse midwife. Motion.
Motion by Richard Greenwald, seconded by Ella John Carlo. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian. Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Not voting.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk West. Jackie Sears. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon. Craig Dillon.
Motion carried, 17 yes, 1 no, and 1 not voting. One more?
Thank you, Chair. Final one, number 10, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the professional services agreement between the Oglala Sioux Tribe, Native Women's Healthcare, and Dr. Rochelle Christensen for FY 2018. Motion.
Motion by Richard Greenwald, seconded by John Carlo. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson. Stephanie Leisure. Valentina Merdanian. Lydia Bearkiller. James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo. Yes. Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Not voting.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion did carry, 16 yes, 1 no, and 2 not voting. Lydia Bearkiller.
I got a call yesterday from Susan Puy, the director of the nursing home, and she requested to move her report on the next council meeting due to the inspections or the feds are there at the building, and she has to be there to do their reports. So I'll make a motion to remove the Oglala Sioux Lakota nursing home report.
Motion by Lydia Bearkiller, seconded by Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon to remove the nursing home report. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little Whiteman. Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian. Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio. Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion carried, 19 yes, 0 no. Anything else, committees? Everybody else is good? I won't wait. I have 3 that we need to discuss. The first one is, and I know our committees our Law and Order Committee has been dealing with it, and I visited with Stanley yesterday about it, and we've got Christy Noem's initiative to tear up our treaties and our process of getting rid of the jurisdiction and letting them come on to our tribe with their initiative. I talked to Stanley about it, and he wanted to bring it to council to see how council felt of how we needed to deal with it. And so we have that one, and then we've also got I've been getting a lot of calls about the United States Forest Service doing their process of already staking up and marking the ground and doing what they needed to do to start their gold mining process in the Black Hills next to the Peshla land. up by Hill City, next to Rochford. And a month and a half ago, we had a consultation, the Great Plains Tribal Chairman's Association, and had a consultation with the Forest Service, and what it was asking them who gave them that right to carry out that process without even consulting with the tribes. And the statement and the testimony that I made was that they're not even thinking about our treaties, not even thinking about consultation processes with the tribes, because we still own the land, and our land's not for sale, and they're digging up. They're planning to dig more gold out of the Black Hills. So, in part of my testimony, the biggest statement that I made that day was, I told them, you know, the DAPL issue was a bad thing. I said for everybody around, because that showed the first part of disrespect for our treaties. And I said, on top of that, that was a peaceful protest. But I told them, I said, in a case like this, when you start taking gold off of our land, you're going to start a war. And I said, and that wars, and our people are not going to go to jail. They are going to die. And so it kind of slowed the process down, but they still continue to disrespect the tribes as a whole. And so those are the two issues that I want to bring to your attention. And I would just like to refer to Stanley about the Christie Nome deal, and then we take it to see how we want to deal with it. Your recommendations, Mr. Little White Man.
You know, my recommendation on this, it was kind of a tough deal thinking about it. And I even went into I think it was the 1872 Mining Act, looking for options. But I think at this point, we need to look at more of a lawsuit to pretty much, it's not going to stop, but we would be able to recover from it. So I would suggest that we enter into a lawsuit with the Preachla people, because they also have an interest in it as well. In present day, yeah, we do, but in present day, because of the land thing that they have there now, I think we need to file an injunction against the mining company in federal court, and we be the primary at this point, at a starting point, and I think you would get the other tribes to become a party to it after that.
So do you want to make that motion to bring it onto the agenda, on the 2/3 through law and order?
Yeah, we could do that. Yes, I'll make that motion.
Motion by Stanley Little White Man, seconded by Stephanie Leisure. Questions? Call for the vote.
Lane Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
I have a comment. I believe these items could go under the president's office, and then we can discuss them and action can be taken as to these items that need to be addressed.
No, they need to come on because they're not originally on the agenda through my agenda. So do we need to add them on? As the president, I need to add them on to be voted. Okay?
Under the president's office.
Yes, we need to vote them on because they weren't originally put on. So that's why I'm bringing them now.
So that's my suggestion, is that we vote them on to go, both of them to go under yours, so that gets voted on now.
That's all we're doing. But they need to put them on the agenda. Yeah. Continue the vote, please.
Valentina Merdanian.
Oha.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwald,
Yes.
Robin Tapio,
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow, David Puyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears, Lisa Jumping Eagle Dalion, Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion carried, 19 yes. Thank you. Stanley, how do you want to add the Christie Nome issue on there? Or do you want to refer it back to law and order and then deal with it and bring it back with the plan?
I think it needs to go back to the committee itself.
Okay, good. Our next one and our last one that I need to bring back is the position of our sergeant at arms and critic, who has to deal with that. I need to get it 2/3 down so we can go into executive session. Motion by Austin, but we need to get it on, right? Your motion is to put it on 2/3. Okay. Seconded by Chancey Wilson. Call for the vote, please.
Lane Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Lil Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson. Stephanie Leisure.
No.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yeah.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Yeah.
Philip Goodcrow. David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears. Lisa Jumping Eagle Dalion. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion carried, 16 yes, 3 no. Question.
Just back to Christie Nome's issue, how soon is she going to be proposing that? Do we need to take action real soon?
You need to do it today. That's why it's here today.
Chairman, I'd like to
Stanley
respond to
Little
that. You know, the issue that Christie Nome is bringing up is not a new issue. This has been ongoing for probably, as far as I could remember, back in the 70s. And the whole idea, when you really, really look at it, there is no change in that law in itself, because what it comes right back down to is this agreement between the tribes, the states, and in our present situation, what we've been doing was working with the counties. And so it's not really a change. All it is just a kind of a regurgitation of everything that has been going on. So I don't really see it as that pressing, because it doesn't really change anything. You got to look at what was in that document, not what's being said out there. It still puts the tribe in the driver's seat for its own sovereignty area, boundaries, or whatever you want to call it. That law in itself is just directing that people work with each other. And in this case here, the state has never really worked with us. So that's all it's doing. So I don't know where this pressing issue is coming from, but it's been there for years. And it's not going to change anything.
Okay, all right.
That's a good bill too. Let me continue. The bill in itself is addressing what we've been addressing here from the tribe itself regarding violent offenders. That's what it's basically going towards. And yet, I don't know, we tend to twist things around. I mean, we're starting to sound like we did before, saying that this is a safe haven, and we're trying to create that again. That's what this is. The law in itself just says that we work with the states to come with a plan, and we still make that decision whether we want to or not. So I don't see, like I said, I don't see it as a pressing thing. I mean, that's my opinion as one man. That's it.
Okay, Sonia Weston.
Thank you, Mr. President. You know, in the same lines of what Mr. Lil Whiteman is talking about, I think that we probably need to review that bill that Congresswoman Noem is presenting, because I did hear a little bit about it, but also in regards to what he's talking about in what our tribe was really looking at this past year about the safe haven of crimes that get committed on the reservation and then they go on to the state side. And then if they commit a crime on the state side, they come back to the reservation. So we were trying to address that in Law and Order Committee, but it kind of fell to the wayside. But I remember that Mark Vargo did state, the U.S. state attorney said, well, you know, I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to go and work with my legislators and I'll bring back something. Now, bringing back something now is what he probably presented to his legislators, the senators and Congresswoman Noem. And so now Noem is taking it up, and she put a law together, a legislation to take forward to address what was trying to be worked out between the tribe and Pennington County. And so that is what I see. If it means that they want us to work together, I feel that our tribe needs to come to an agreement with that, but not to force legislation down our throat and say this is how we're going to do it and you guys are going to abide by it, because I couldn't see it that way, you know, especially if the state is trying to assert jurisdiction into our tribe on our reservation. So I think we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but I think I noticed that on your Great Plains Tribal Chairman's meeting this week, you guys are addressing something on that with law and order. So I really would like to say that I think our council, if they're going to be there, then I think we should be there to hear and listen what you guys are going to be talking about, because you guys might be passing something too.
That's why it's here today.
Okay, so
because I want the council decision to make sure that we go up there as one.
Okay, so we should bring it on and at least look at it and have our attorney bring it up, and maybe we can take time to look at that bill today and see what it says on there, so we can give some direction to you at the Great Plains.
Yep.
So I would like to make a motion to 2/3 that on, so we could at least look at it and understand what's there for the future of our tribe.
Motion?
Yep.
Seconded by Lisa Jumpanigo De Leon. Question.
Just a question. I know we have these issues, and we should only be two-thirdsing them onto your agenda items. So if we can just do that, and then when it comes up, then we can discuss it.
Yeah, it'll stay in my realm. Call for the vote, please.
Lane Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse.
Can I get a copy?
The attorney's going to give you.
Yeah.
Stanley Lynn Whiteman.
Okay, we had to switch from
Okay.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian. Here. Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle Dalion.
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Motion did carry, 18 yes, 1 no. Okay, now, we need to approve our budget, our agenda. Motion? Jeez. A motion to approve by Sonia Weston, seconded by Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon. Call for the vote.
Lane Little Thunder,
Oh.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man,
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Chancey Wilson, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian, Lydia Bear Killer,
Yes.
James Cross, Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
Richard Greenwell,
Yes.
Robin Tapio, Philip Goodcrow,
Oh.
David Puyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears, Lisa Jumping Eagle Dalion, Craig Dillon.
Yes.
18, 19.
19 yes, 0 no. Agenda approved. Next item, we move into our complaints. Secretary? Number 7. We need to. I'll declare it right now. I'll declare the executive session right now.
My motion is to set up a hearing before the Tribal Council on judicial ethics complaints filed against Associate Judges Bark and Hussman, with advance notice to be given to the judges and complaining parties, and with authority given to the Executive Committee to hire a neutral hearing officer to conduct the hearings. And I'd like to recommend that they remain at work until the outcome of the hearing. That's my motion.
In your motion, are you stating that you are accepting these
Well,
complaints,
in the
both 1 and 2?
You know, in the complaint, the acceptance of a complaint, it doesn't have accepting or declining. It just comes from the
Okay.
Secretary's office to council.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have your motion.
Yeah.
And Tina is the second.
Yes.
Okay. Question, Cora Whitehorse.
On which complaint?
On both
1 and 2.
Bark
Okay.
and Hussman.
On the second complaint, I don't think that's done. There's still, the court process isn't complete because one of them is still awaiting prosecution. Did you read the whole complaint?
I did.
One of them is still awaiting prosecution.
Okay.
Okay,
Will you
attorney,
make and do
attorney, is that?
them, will you do them separately?
Yeah, I will. The first one I'll do is for Bark, and I did read the motion. You want me to read it again?
Yes.
Okay. The motion is to set a hearing before the Tribal Council on judicial ethics complaints filed against Associate Judge Bark. Advance notice to be given to the judges and complaining parties, and with authority given to the Executive Committee to hire a neutral hearing officer to conduct the hearings. And I'd recommend that they remain at work until the outcome of the hearing.
Okay. And you are the second. Tina Merdania was the second. Question, comment?
Yeah, I had my hand up after that motion, but in regards to Article 5, which is judicial powers under subsections, or Section 6, if you look at subsection A, the tribal council may remove any justice of the Supreme Court or any judge of the inferior tribal courts by 2/3 vote for unethical judicial conduct, or B, physical or mental disability which prevents the performance of judicial duties, C, persist fail to perform judicial duties. D, gross misconduct that is clearly prejudicial to the administration of justice. So what we're looking at is did they conduct unethical behavior? We're looking at their behavior. We're not looking at the court case. We're looking at their actions.
Exactly.
And that's what we're looking at in the complaint. So I think that in regards to that, what this individual is saying is that they want to make sure that they do have due process and not the same bias as that's been entered in before with this hearing. So we're not looking at the court case. We're not ruling on any court case. We're ruling on the ethical behavior.
Exactly, and that's why it's here today. Call for the vote, please. On this one judge, it's the only one we're dealing on.
Lane Little Thunder.
Abstain.
Jim Meeks.
Hang the best.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yes?
Stanley Lil Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
No.
Stephanie Leisure. Yes. Valentina Merdanian.
Oha.
Lydia Bearkiller.
No.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo.
No.
Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
No.
David Puyer.
No.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Abstain.
Jackie Sears.
Oha.
Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon.
Oha.
Craig Dillon.
Craig Dillon was excused
So
at 12:57.
please take him off.
Take him off. And we can put him back on when he comes back. Motion to accept and set up a hearing. 11 yes, 5 no, 2 abstain, and 0 not voting. Motion carried.
Okay, my second one, I'm going to make another motion to set up a hearing before the Tribal Council on judicial ethics complaints filed against Associate Judge Hussman, with advance notice to be given to the judges and complaining, and with authority given to the Executive Committee to hire a neutral hearing officer to conduct the hearings. And also like to recommend that he remains at work until the outcome of the hearing.
These ethics complaints deal with ethical conduct of the judges. They do not deal with rulings in cases. And so you may want to say in your motion that, provided that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council will not take any action to affect or touch upon the merits of the case or legal rulings in the particular case.
I'll accept that addition.
That it concerns solely allegations of violations of the Code of Judicial Ethics.
That is Jackie's motion, with the seconded by Robin. Cora Whitehorse, you had your hand up.
If it's still in court, even changing your motion, honestly, can you honestly say that if you make a motion to accept an ethics complaint on a judge, in the middle of a process, it's not going to affect the outcome of a case. Isn't that still section 19?
So we have a motion on the floor and a second. Referring and talking with our attorney, he said you can make the motion, and this is totally up to council. You can make the motion and hold it in abeyance until after that specific court case is completed. Or you don't touch it based on the Section 19 process. You're going to withdraw your second, okay? So we just have the motion. Seconded by Tina Merdanian, Lydia Bearkiller, and Richard Greenwald.
My question is to question that 2/3 vote. My understanding of 20 is 12, 13 for 2/3 on that first vote, and you only got 11. Okay.
It is a majority vote to accept it. That's all it is. Yeah, and that's why it was approved. Okay. Richard Greenwald.
Chair, I guess it might be an attorney question too as well. Because I'm like Cora on some of the other ones, if this is in court, I don't want to really touch it myself. But I also don't want to say I decline it and not give them the opportunity at a later date to come in with this complaint right here. So when the case is over, so right now, if I say, I don't accept this, I'm also saying that she can never bring this back. And I don't think that's okay either, because the case is not done yet.
It's common for a judicial ethics complaint to be filed by a person who is litigating a case. It's common for cases to be in court for a long period of time, whether they're in the trial court or on appeal to the Supreme Court or remanded back down to the trial court. But a complainant has the right to make an ethics complaint, and you as a body, as the tribal council, have the right to investigate that ethics complaint. If the complaint is true, and I'm not speaking of either of these particular complaints right now, but just in general, if there's an allegation of unethical judicial conduct, it would be reading too much into Section 19 to say that you have to take no action at all until that case is totally complete. If you have unethical judicial behavior, you have the right to investigate it and take action. I would caution you not to take any action that involves the judgment or decision in a particular case, and to investigate solely the alleged ethical violation. The other thing is, if this, I guess a litigant in a case could file a motion to have the case transferred to a different judge. I'm not aware of whether that's happened in this case. But again, I think litigation has a life of its own, but you also have the power to investigate an ethics complaint. You could say, we will investigate it, but we want to do so at an appropriate time. And you could look at that and decide what that appropriate time is. If you believe at this particular point in the litigation it would be inappropriate for you to take it up, you could decide to set the hearing for a later date.
I think that should be added in the motion, is to set up the hearing after the judgment of the court issue is adjudicated. Would that be proper,
Yeah.
Attorney?
It's up to her.
I think it's up to you. I mean, if you want to set it for that date, that's fine. I mean, the process is a complaint is received and the secretary sets it for a hearing before the council. If you're saying we're not comfortable hearing it while the case is still in active proceedings, then you can set it for a later date.
Okay.
Cora Whitehorse, Stanley Little White Man.
Thank you. I guess I have another question for the attorney. Since that motion didn't have a second, can we make a motion to refer this back to Judiciary Committee for them to investigate after the hearing is adjudicated?
No.
No?
Robin Tapios declined her, she pulled back her second. Tina Merdanian made the second.
So there is a second. Okay.
There is a
All right.
second.
Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to work on right now. Okay, Stanley Little White Man.
Chairman, since we're looking for a kind of guidance and advice here regarding this subject, you know, my position on this would be to just not accept it and let the complainant know that they can file after it's completed, after the case is adjudicated, then they can do it. I still don't feel comfortable going in the middle of an open case.
We have a motion on the floor right now. Ella John Carlo. I need to recognize the council.
Thank you, Chairman. The way I see this is, all we're doing is talking in circles here.
Yep.
And this is a Section 19 violation. This is in court. We shouldn't even been discussing this at all. And I'm not gonna have no Section 19 put on me. So y'all better think about this.
One second. Darla, I'll let you speak for a very short time. Steve is looking for some more documentation on this, and then we'll go. So go ahead.
Thank you, President Weston. Excuse me. I think what the attorney is trying to tell you is you can look at the judicial aspect of this case. You're not voting on what's currently in court. You're looking at the actions of that judge. And in listening to the people, because we hear from them, they have a right to be heard. Too many times I see this happen. We had complaints that came to the executive committee last night, and I'm hoping that something is done with what came to that committee. And I think if they feel strong enough that they have to come here, sometimes you're the last resort. Thank you, President Weston.
You're welcome. Steve?
Section 19, it's Law and Order Code, Chapter 1, Section 19, Relations with the Court. No member of the tribal council shall obstruct, interfere with, or control the functions of any Oglala Sioux tribal court or influence such functions in any manner in a case or cases then pending before the courts. The committees of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council shall have the authority to investigate tribal court matters, notwithstanding this section, to the extent necessary to prepare legislation for future cases. The court may request employees of the Indian Service, particularly those who are engaged in social work, health, and education work, to assist in the preparation and presentation of the facts in the case and in the proper treatment of individual offenders. I think if you were going to take up an ethics complaint, you need to be clear that you are not attempting to obstruct, interfere with, or control the functions of the court or to influence the functions in any manner. You are solely focused on the allegation of ethical misconduct. And you need to be very clear about that you just stick to the ethical violation. Alleged ethical violation.
Cora Whitehorse. And then Lydia Bearkiller.
If you make a decision on a judge, on an ethical complaint, can you honestly say that you're not affecting a case? Or influencing the outcome of a case? If they're in the middle of a process and you remove the person who's doing the process, you can honestly say that that doesn't affect it.
President West.
Can I?
Hold on.
I think that these are excellent questions. And my recommendation is that you get a proper, well-researched opinion on how to handle the interplay between an ethics complaint and a case that is pending in court with Section 19. And that we not attempt to do that on the council floor today under the pressure cooker of time limits, and that you table your motion. And I would recommend, in regard to the first motion with Judge Bark, if that case is also pending, that you hold that in abeyance also. If that litigation is complete, then it doesn't raise this issue, but to the extent it's pending, I would have the same recommendation.
Yeah.
There's two sides to this issue. There's the party that's filing and the other party that's not here. Okay, so we're listening to the people. We want to allow them due process and a fair hearing and all this. I think court judicial process needs to finish first, because we can make a decision on it thinking that we're not going to affect the case. However, the other party could come back in Section 19, all of us, because they have a right to be heard as well. Thank you.
Dave Poyer.
Chair, I'm going to make a motion to table this, because we can sit here all afternoon debating back and forth. I just have a motion to table it.
We have a motion to table, seconded by Stephanie Leisure. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Abstain.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
No.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella John Carlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
How?
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Yes.
Jackie Sears.
Here.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Uh-huh.
Motion to table, 13 yes, 4 no, 1 not voting, 1 abstaining. We have one question that we need to ask.
Who's gonna, who are we gonna get to get this legal opinion from?
I think that can be done by your attorneys through the Law and Order Committee. And I would just note that in regard to the first complaint, I think you should hold it in abeyance or set the hearing date out sufficiently far in the future to determine whether that litigation is concluded also. I just reread it. It's not clear that the litigation is concluded, so before you schedule it, I think you should make sure. And I don't know if you need to do that in the form of a motion or if you just...
Because it's already done. You do have to do it now, because if it's not clear whether or not, like he's saying, you're going to have to make another motion to put it in abeyance or table this.
You know, I think that these complaints go to our attorney in the first place. I mean, none of it went to the attorneys, right? So it just came straight to council, didn't go to any attorney to review it, to see if it was still in court?
Stay your motion, what you just said. That's what needs to happen.
I said that, did any of these complaints go to our attorney
It
like
comes
they
here.
usually do?
It goes, go ahead.
It came to my office and I forwarded it to Steve, but all he does is advise me on the procedural part of it. He does not advise on the whether it has merit or anything.
So then she's asking.
What you're saying now is we have a Section 19 question. We've agreed that we need to review it. And that's going to require investigation into the fact of whether the case is pending or not pending. And I think that, so one motion would be to hold it in abeyance pending a determination of whether the case or cases are still pending.
Okay, that'll be my motion, is to hold it in abeyance until we find out if the courts are, what do you call that, adjudicated, the cases. That's my motion. Before the hearing is set.
So that is your motion. And the second to Lisa Jumping Eagle de Leon. To hold it in abeyance. Okay? And that's on judge number 1. Sonia Weston, and then Robin Tapio.
You know, thank you, President Weston. I just wanted to say, you know, just sitting here listening, you know, today, if you think about it, there's a lot of things happening at the national level, and it happens to be with Donald Trump, you know, and what is happening with the Republicans and the Democrats today. But also, when you look at the judicial side of it, that's exactly what's happening, and today we're talking about it. You know, I think we really need to be careful about how we look at our judges and how we look at stepping into that realm of the judicial process. And I think that as tribal leaders and council people, we need to be careful of that, because today that is what's happening at the national level. And it's a big thing now. People are talking about it. You know, why are they interfering into the judicial process, FBI process? Now, you know, it's a lot of political things going on up there. So, you know, I think that when we first began talking about this, you know, I think that it was really something that should have looked into first before we start really talking about it here. Because I'll say that there's two sides to everything. And there's one side, like Lydia said, isn't here to defend themselves either. So we need to be careful of that. We need to look at both sides of it, these cases. And when somebody mentioned earlier about that first judge, I mean, how do we know that? Because we never seen nothing. And that's a CPS issue that involves children. So again, we need to be careful there too. So I just sit here listening, and I abstained on it because I just don't believe that we should be always interfering in that judicial process. God, remember, when we're taking around the constitutional reform, across the reservation, we're talking about separation of powers. Our people want separation of powers. They're tired of it, of us interfering into that judicial process. And so today, we're doing it again. We're interfering with judges. So keep in mind, we need to think about that, because right now, today, it's happening at the national level.
Robin Tapio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I agree with Sonia, and I'm just going to say, very point, the rhetoric here is just, I can imagine how we sound on the radio,
I know, and I'm allowing you guys to sound like rhetoric.
The attorney,
because you should understand that you should be
in the first place,
shameful.
Mr. Chair, this process needs to be looked at, because this governing body puts the judges in, so we should have no business with anything within the court. She's talking about Section 19. We should have nothing to say. These complaints shouldn't even be coming here. In the first place, this administration, when we started out, we were going to hire our ethics committee. What happened? Why don't we put 3 people in place and let them decide this stuff instead of looking like fools? Thank you.
Thank you.
President
Jackie.
Weston, I just wanted to expound on that. Unfortunately, that's the process. The attorney read it to us. It's up to council. And I don't agree with it, but it lies with us, and we have to change it. That's one thing we have to, I think Law and Order needs to make these changes, these laws, and bring them forward. But at that time, we also have people that have been unjust, and they want to be heard. Ethics is one of the biggest things that we have to look at. That's why I strongly want that ethics committee in place, so we don't have to be dealing with ethics complaints. Unfortunately, it's here. So I just want to say that.
So we have a vote on the floor. Read. I will read it right here. There was a motion made by Jackie Sears. A motion to hold in abeyance the hearing on the ethics complaint filed against Judge Bark, pending a determination of whether the underlying case or cases are still pending in the tribal courts, and a determination on how to proceed in light of Law and Order Code Chapter 1, Section 19. And we had a second by Lisa Jopanico de Leon. Call for the vote. Call for the vote.
Plain Little Thunder,
Abstain.
Jim Meeks,
No.
Cora Whitehorse,
No.
Stanley Little Whiteman,
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Chancey Wilson, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Oha.
Lydia Bearkiller,
No.
James Cross,
No.
Ella John Carlo,
No.
Richard Greenwald,
No.
Robin Tapio,
No.
Philip Goodcrow,
Yeah.
David Puyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Yeah.
Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon,
Uh-huh.
Motion to hold in abeyance. 5 yes, 12 no, 1 abstain. Motion failed. Okay, so we move on. So we are finished with that. So now we can go on to the rest of our agenda. And we can start by they can do that in the committee. Aberdeen Area Indian Health Service. Mark Mearsman.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you all for the ability to speak to you today. Appreciate it. It's good to be here. I also appreciate the ability to communicate with all of you or those that come to me with various issues or concerns to work them as effectively and quickly as possible. So I appreciate that communication avenue is open and works both ways. So I appreciate communicating and helping you as best as I possibly can. In addition to Jackie Becrow, who's handing out the report I have, I am joined by Captain Brandon Taylor, off to my right down there at the end. He's from the Oklahoma area. He is the headquarters assigned incident commander, helping to lead our response to the CMS termination and helping to ensure survey preparation activities are accomplished effectively and efficiently. He's been an enormous help. I really can't thank him and his companion or partner, if you will, Captain Ross Spears. Captain Spears couldn't be here today. He is back at his home station for just this week, but they are helping the service unit immensely, along with the leadership team, with the large amount of requirements, the huge amount of requirements we need to complete in advance of a survey. So again, just to publicly thank him and Captain Ross Spears and all the folks who have come out to deploy and to help us out. The list is very long. Given your acceptance or approval, if you want to hear sort of an objective outside viewpoint to the activities and just his observation, since he's been here in early December, he's available to speak right now for a minute or so, or for a few minutes if you want some insight from outside. So I will turn it over to Captain Taylor just for a few minutes, and then I have just a summary of my report after he's done.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Tribal Councilor. Thank you, Mr. Mearsman. Just wanted to take a brief moment and extend my gratitude for the opportunity to be here and to share a few thoughts. I've been in the Pine Ridge Service Unit since early December, about December 6th, and with the specific assignment from IHS headquarters to assist the service unit in its preparations for resurvey and ultimately for reaccreditation through CMS and the Joint Commission. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with Mr. Mearsman and his leadership team and the entire hospital staff. We find them to be very open and willing to take some counsel and direction and some expertise from those that are here to lend that. I feel like over the last 60 days or so, we've made enormous strides forward in our preparations for a reaccreditation survey that I think Mr. Mearsman will speak to a little bit more here in a moment. But I'm grateful for the Pine Ridge Service Unit and the interaction that we've had with them, the efforts that they are making. And I think that's the most critical part is as this team has come in to lend that support, we've made it very clear that we're not here to do their work for them, but to help them be successful in accomplishing their own work. And so far, they've done a very, very nice job with that. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and appreciate to be here. Thank you.
Ella John Carl, question.
I just wanted to say, in the past, when they had the last survey, from my understanding, it wasn't our local employees who had a lot of input into it. It was a lot of the miracle workers that they brought in from all the other areas to put that agreement together. And again, we failed. So I'm really looking forward to our own employees pulling us through this time. Thank you.
Thank you. I concur 100%. The sustainability for this service unit lies with the employees that are here carrying that banner forward. And so our job is to help empower them to do so. So, thank you.
Okay, so in addition to just a little insight there, the summary of the report I have is that there's a detailed summary of all the CMS actions that we have ongoing, a little bit more exposition there than the weekly email that I can provide on a monthly update, as well as a little bit of the ED actions. You know, those are our two number one priorities, both the CMS preparation activities and ensuring a well-staffed, well-managed, and well-run ED providing safe quality care. Those are both job number ones, if you will. There's also a facility project update in detail for Monica Masick, scope of services info, which is a standard part of the report. There's also a reimbursement update. At this point in time, in our goal, we should be at or about, and the date is 1/4/2018, so it's just a little bit over 3 weeks ago. We should be at $7.6 million. We're at 7.3, so we're right in the neighborhood. We're just a little bit under, and I know that's a part of the challenge going forward as well, and we're always paying attention to the influx of reimbursements, and of course with our hospital and clinic money or H&C money. So we're always very, very attentive to that part of our budget, because that's how we live and breathe, if you will. We are working with the area office on that to project and prevent any issues. So we're always looking for that. We're looking for them to have a conversation with them after they get back from the Winnebago negotiations that are ongoing, because we need to sort of project out 2 to 4 weeks to see how we're doing, and we'll be working with the area office here in the near future on that. So I expect to have a little bit more detail and feedback regarding the future, given our situation. So look forward to that in the weekly emails that I send out. There's also some transfer cost information, and you'll see a recent spike with that. It's been a challenging winter. So we're working through that. That does squeeze us for PRC costs. If I can always put in a plug for, and I know I work with Mr. Greenwald with the ambulance service, EMS. You know, if we had additional capability there, and we have an ongoing conversation with Annette Red Owl as the EMS director. Those resources can help us out. Given that we only have a single ALS crew on at any given time, we don't have we'd like to be able to move more via ground. That can save us some money, but we don't have that capability right yet, so we're working on that. I provided some information last week to be able to, just illuminate the challenge that's out there. But, and I've spoken about this a few times, and I've spoken about it in the HHS committee meetings as well. Anything that we can move by ground saves us money in the PRC budget, which allows us to spread those funds across more services for more patients. So I just put a plug in there, but that coincides with the recent spike, so that makes things a little bit more challenging, but we would expect that in the winter time frame, in the winter season, cold and flu season. And there's also vacancy rate information. So that's just the overview and the summary. There's a lot of exposition there on the CMS report, as well as the projects. And as Captain Taylor indicated, again, CMS survey preparations are our single number one focus, along with the ED management. So I am available for any questions or comments that you have at this time.
We'll go Ella John, Stephanie Leisure, and Chancey Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mark, my question is in regards to the lab. I always look out for that department as a former employee there.
Yes, ma'am.
And I understand that they're down employees, our techs again, and I know the amount of work that goes through that department, the amount of labs that they're doing on a daily basis. And, I have a concern with those employees working the shifts that they're working. You don't want tech error in there, and that's a big concern. So what is being done for that department?
We talk to them every morning, their leadership, whether it's Ted or Angel or part of the morning huddle that we have. We're always cognizant of the challenges they have. We have panels that we're waiting on that we're pushing HR to push to us so we can potentially hire more folks. That's ongoing. We do have a loss coming up. Somebody has decided to move to a different place, so that does not help us. And as well as the contract support, we're always pushing the contract folks to do that. And we have ongoing conversations and huddles with the area. But, you know, the lab community as nationwide is a challenge.
I'm
and we're caught up
surprised
in
they
that
haven't all
challenge.
left that department. You know?
We are fortunate that we have people committed to the mission that we have here. And I understand exactly what you're saying. I understand, and I don't disagree, but we appreciate and pay attention, and we've put in retention monies for them as well that have finally dispersed. So we're doing what we can against all the headwind, which is a challenging nationwide shortage and just the challenges inherent at Pine Ridge. So we're doing what we can, but any help at all levels is appreciated, and we're looking at all inputs, but we do pay attention every single day to what's going on in the lab to make sure that we're doing as much as we possibly can to keep our employees here at Pine Ridge. Thank you.
Stephanie Leisure.
My question is with regard to appointments that were already made weeks in advance. Apparently there's been an influx of the doctors canceling out on their appointments after they have been made. I have an individual in my community that has been rescheduled 3 times with the same doctor after the appointment was made. Don't they get Title 38 for admin duties? And if that is so, why isn't that done on the weekend instead of taking them out of clinic for the week?
Correct. I think I just heard about this morning. If you want, you're free to send me a name if you want, but I think I know what the issue is, and I spoke to that provider this morning, and we're working through that. I understand about the Title 38, and you know that kind of is a salaried and it's less. Their schedule is wide open, if you will, 7 days a week potentially, or for that title pay. However, we are working through that so that that patient and those in advance, because I just learned this morning. I'll work through that with that specific provider as well as others to address that concern. But I appreciate bringing that forward. But yes, I did hear about that this morning. Thank you.
Chancey Wilson.
Good afternoon, Mark, and thank you for the weekly email that you send out on your updates. But my question is, last May or June, I believe it was, $400,000 was taken from Kyle Clinic and $100,000 from Wambleek Clinic to operate Pine Ridge. When and if will you be reimbursing the 2 clinics their $500,000?
Okay, so that money was augmented the PRC funds to help the community and the population and the patients, not just the staff and the operations. Just for clarity's sake, that went directly to patient care, to get folks the care they needed, because we were running out. The burn rate was too fast for what we had, and we were getting ready to bump up. It was in mid to late April, and bumping up against a CR, and we ran out of money, to be frank, right, in the PRC funds, which goes back a little bit to what I talked about with the EMS. So yes, that is on our to-do list. We have not forgot about that. We talk about that in our weekly leadership meeting. Given the multiple CRs we've experienced and our situation, which 6 months previous was unforeseen, it is made challenge. It's on the to-do list. We're committed, and I commit every week that we will pay them back. It's just the timing is challenging. But that money was specifically for PRC to help our patients.
So are we looking at a time frame, or we're just going to put it on a burner and say, yeah, we're going to do her?
It's on. I wish I could commit to a time frame, but I will overpromise and underdeliver at all times. I think what I would ask is that you trust that we have it on the list, and when that is available and that ability is there to repay, given the certification as well as the CRs and the money and the PRC, all these things come into play. So it's going to be challenging, but you have my commitment that we're there to give that back at the earliest possible time.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate you bringing that up. Thank you. Keeping me honest. Thanks.
Richard. Please use your mic.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Darlis Crow from Oglala. I had a question for you. A couple weeks ago on a Sunday, I went with my mother to the doctor to get refills. In good health, nothing wrong, wasn't sick, and just asked for refills. This past week, I got a letter in the mail from IHS saying that I needed to go in and meet with the surgeon for my upcoming surgery, which blew my mind because I am not sick. They have no reason to even be sending me a letter saying I have upcoming surgery. So I called your surgery department and asked, and they said some doctor had put in the order. Well, hello, I bet you he's cramming his patients and I'm the wrong patient that got somebody else's letter. So I just want to know where I take the letter to get it looked at.
I would appreciate it if I could have it, but before I leave, I'd really appreciate that if you're willing to do that, or you could bring it to me at the facility.
I can bring it. I didn't know you were on the agenda, otherwise I would have brought it.
No, that's fine. So again, Mark Mearsman, CEO at the hospital, you can bring it straight into me. You can call me, my number's on the report. I'll give you my report if you want. The number's right there. You can, but I really like a copy of the letter.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if it was meant for the patient he seen before me or the patient he seen after me. Mine was basically just for refills, and then I get the letter saying to meet with the surgeon.
No, I understand. Yeah, I would need to see the letter so we can chase that down. That would be, if you could bring that in or somehow get it to me, that would be perfect. Mark Mearsman.
Okay, and I'll post it on Facebook too.
Thank you for your input today. Thanks, Richard. Thanks.
Now you want to go to your question.
If there's nothing else, I was just gonna, I talked to him briefly about the possible meeting coming up, but we still need a day, a time, and a location where, and who's all coming. If you could explain to council who's coming to meet with them and wants to meet with them, and time and date.
So the negotiation we've had this week, 3:15 tomorrow in Rapid City at Susan would be the time, date, and place, if that works. Or if not, we can still dial back to Thursday at 10 o'clock at the Pine Ridge Hospital. Those are kind of I think the top two options, and either or. There will be, and I'll probably ask Captain Taylor to help me out with the laundry list of folks, but there will be Admiral Wiaki, Mr. Lynn, who's from the Office of Minority Health in HHS, Admiral Toad, the Chief Medical Officer for IHS, Jonathan Merrill, Head of Quality for IHS, and then representatives from the area office, Mr. Driving Hawk, my boss, Mr. Long, Dr. Lawrence. I don't know if there's a fourth person. I think that might be those, and then everybody at the service unit. So the two options that are the easiest to accommodate are either 3:15 at Rapid tomorrow at Susan, because I got the impression that Thursday wasn't going to work Thursday morning, but if Thursday morning works, again, it's wide open to anybody on the council. But we'll put the invite specifically to you, President Weston, for your courtesy first. 10 o'clock at the service unit, large conference room, Thursday morning, 10 o'clock for about 45 minutes. So either or, unless there's another option.
I know we do have the meeting scheduled on Thursday, so I don't know if you guys want to meet at 3:15 at Susan tomorrow. Sounds like President Weston can meet tomorrow. It's probably better for him for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I've teed up, and they're ready. So I could say final confirmed at the council meeting today. If you give me the go ahead and you say 3:15, and if there's a list of people I could, whether it's 2, 3, or 4, or 10, or whatever the number, or the specific list, either way, that would be helpful, but not required.
Yeah, 3:15 for me tomorrow.
Okay, got it. President Weston, 3:15 tomorrow, Susan.
I could go.
Rapid City.
I'll be there.
Okay.
So does
All right.
that mean we don't need one Thursday morning?
No, we won't do it. We won't. I don't know if you guys like to have a meeting all the time, but we will commit to 3:15 tomorrow.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
All right? Any more questions?
I'll confirm.
Before we finish up, I was called by Richard and by Great Plains Tribal Health Board asking confirmation to be a part of the interview group for the regional director, Aberdeen Area Regional Director. Who's on that list? Do they not want you to know that? Or can you tell me that?
I am not aware of that. That I don't think
Are
I
you
am
not privy to
You
this?
might have some insight, but that is probably above my pay grade.
My experience is anecdotal, but my understanding is when an area director is to be interviewed and go through that selection process, it's very common for the Indian Health Service headquarters employee who's conducting that interview to invite the tribal programs to have representation to be a part of that interview process. That's what I've seen and I've heard. So the advertisement is open right now. So we're still
The interviews are next February 7th and 8th.
Okay.
In Denver. And that was going to be my second question is, why are we going to Denver?
Yeah, that's a great question.
The third question is, why do we got to go to Aberdeen to do this? Why can't we do it over the phone? Why can't we do it on the internet? I mean, you're all about saving money. IHS is all about saving money and referring our people out. But how come we can't do it on the internet?
These will be perfect questions for tomorrow afternoon's meeting with the director of the agency.
No, I want you to refer them right now so they can answer them when I get there.
I'll give them a heads up.
That is, and then to my last question, Mark, you said that there was one employee left the lab. I do know that it's two. You have two employees, long-standing employees, tribal membership, that are leaving because one supervisor is not doing their job. And I came to you about this way back in, I want to say February or March, about this situation. And that employee is now gone. The second one I just heard last night has resigned. So you are out. Two very viable, long-standing employees that have carried that place, that were ridiculed, that had to push their way through everything that they had to do, work extended hours, and I told you about this. And now they're gone. So now you got another headache. It's unacceptable.
I understand.
I want an answer by tomorrow morning of a plan that's going to be coming.
I'll get you that by tomorrow morning, if not tonight.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Tina Merdanian, Robin Tapio?
Yes. In regards to these meetings, I understand that we do have a liaison that's appointed from HHS committee to sit in on these meetings and updates, and that report should be coming back through committee to council. And so we need to improve that plan because we shouldn't all have to be going anywhere for any meetings. And second of all, as far as the Aberdeen area, basically I would vote not to put any person in that position and that we close down Aberdeen area and put those services where they need to go, which is to the reservation. So we need to take that action. And I make that motion.
I do believe we did this motion 7 months ago. We've done it 100 times.
Chair, in regards to this, I've also made a motion to sue the BIA based upon not following through with their policies and procedures at the Aberdeen area down to the reservation, to the local area offices. So we need to follow through and appoint that attorney to make sure that we do put this lawsuit in place.
We did that for the BIA, not the IHS.
Well, then that's my motion to include it.
Right now. every administration, but that is your motion. Who's the second? Chancey Wilson was the second. Yeah, Tina. Before we vote, Sonia Weston.
I just want to comment on that. I think sat in on land committee yesterday, and I think that if we're going to file a lawsuit on BIA, then we need to specify, they also said that too, specify what we're filing a lawsuit on. Not just say we're going to file a lawsuit. We need to have it in black and white to say, what are we filing a lawsuit on with the Bureau of Indian Affairs? So just can't be just throwing out a motion and us passing it when we don't even have nothing in black and white, what we're going to be filing a lawsuit on. So I think we need to clarify that with the council and put down in writing, what are we going to file a lawsuit on?
I believe what we could do, and I've talked with Chancey Wilson about this one, but the BIA is like you said, Sonia, is to have these specificities that we need to stick in there, that we need to file on each issue. And I did tell him to take it to the land committee, and you guys did that? Okay. So that's what we need to do, but I would recommend that in the IHS's case that we go to, you refer it back to the committees about what you want to do it, but I will accept your motion and the second, and we will vote from there. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh. To file a suit on IHS.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse.
No.
That's why I'm recommending that they want to take it back to the committee to be specific. Yeah. That's what we're voting on right now. She said no.
Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins.
Oh.
Chancey Wilson.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Oha.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo.
Quick question. This is to take back to the committee?
This is the vote to confirm, to file the lawsuit, and to refer to the committee for specifics. HHS, for the third time.
Ella Giancarlo. Richard Greenwell. Robin Tapio. Philip Goodcrow. David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears. Lisa Jumping Eagle Dalion.
Motion did carry 16 yes, 1 no, and 1 not voting. Question. Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon.
I was just going to ask Mr. Mearsman about the Medicaid, when we're going to get that. I mean, did we get any answer back in regards to the letter being accepted for reinstating our Medicaid?
So our application was accepted on the 26th. We received a letter on the 9th of January. Then Admiral Wacky went to the headquarters level CMS to tell them to schedule or target a survey for Pine Ridge. So that's the sequence we're in now. Is they've accepted our application for recertification. Headquarters, went to CMS and said, okay, Pine Ridge, tee them up for a survey. We're in the preparation phase. It will be unannounced, so we don't know when that will happen, whether it's 1 week, 3 weeks, 6 weeks. We don't know, but that's where we're at. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Do we have any more? Sonia West.
I just want to say thank you to Mr. Beersman for those emails that you give us, the reports, because I do read them. And I also want to say thank you because you've been there, I guess, when I needed something answered or one of the tribal members needed something answered, you were able to help them with that. So I just want to thank you for that. But in the same lines with the Medicare, Medicaid reimbursements, now that we're at a standstill with that, is there still reserve money set aside? Because now we're not billing for it. I mean, do we have money set aside to help take care of, patients
Yeah,
still?
I know. I understand what your question is.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are able to bill some of, Medicaid. There are some things we can't. Some of Medicare we're not able to, but Medicaid we can, and for us that's the significant one. I've been posing the question to the area office about, again, we're looking to prevent and project if and when we'll encounter a problem. And there's and I don't exactly know what the negotiations are, but once the Winnebago negotiations are complete, the area office finance folks and the area director and our finance folks at the hospital are going to talk to sort of work through the projection so that they're all on the same page and have an understanding of, when a challenging period may come and what our plan is. So I'm looking for that over the course of hopefully the next week. That's what it seemed to, I didn't get the exact timing back, but that's what it sounded like in the response I did get back. So I would look for the end of next week's update to have a little bit more salient or specific information on that to get at that question. And it is highly dynamic because the reimbursements come in every single week. And we don't know exactly which reimbursements or the amount coming in. So I'll just say it is highly dynamic. Continuing resolutions do not help, makes it even more complicated. So to be able to project out, all the finance experts need to come together, and then I'll have a more specific answer, I'm hoping in about 7 to 10 days.
Okay, thank you. Maybe for future, under your scope of services for the Pine Ridge Hospital, could you list maybe a time for diabetes clinic? I don't see it under Pine Ridge Service Unit, but I do see it under Kyle, I think, not Kyle, but Wombly has a good, Monday to Friday, what types of clinics they have throughout the week.
I'll get with
So
Joanne
I
and
think
get that
Pine
for you.
Ridge, if we can have something like that, it's okay with the departments, but I think we need to spell out like diabetes, so, we can share that with our constituents, like if they call us and want to know when diabetes clinic are taking place.
No, I understand that. I appreciate that feedback. Yeah, we do have a pre-diabetes building, that building that we have.
Yeah.
Look right on the horizon, hopefully within the next 15 to 30 days to open up. So I'll get some information out on that and add that to the scope of services. Thanks for that feedback.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Any more? Richard?
Motion to approve his report.
Motion to approve IHS's report. We have a second by Sonia Weston. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Yes.
Jim Meeks.
Yep.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chauncey Wilson.
No.
Stephanie Leisure.
Approving the report.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yeah.
Lydia Bearkiller. James Cross. No. Ella Giancarlo.
Nope.
Richard Greenwald.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Yeah.
Philip Goodcrow.
Nope.
Dave Poyer. Dave? No. Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Pa.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon.
Uh-huh.
Motion to approve IHS report, 12 yes, 5 no, and 1 not voting. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mr. Mearsman.
Thank you, sir.
Next up we have is the BIA. Lionel Weston, are you it? John Long was here. Okay, come on up. Turn your microphone on. Push that long oblong button on the bottom. There you go.
Good afternoon, President, Council. So Mr. Long had to leave for an appointment, and so I've been asked to stand in his place. So for the BIA report, I guess we'll start with the Oglala Dam and what's going on out there. The BOR is working on a project, plan for this spring to help with the problem that's going on with the dam in Oglala. So that's what's going to happen in the spring with the BOR. The Native American Children's Safety Act is what was all handed out to you earlier. I think it was all put in your boxes, your mailboxes at the tribal building, so you should have that. And on towards the bottom, there's consultation sessions which can be attended. And for the third item was the funding, the 638 funding documents. They were all given to Mr. Patton at the tribal office, so he's well aware of what's happening there. There were 3 programs that still have money for FY17. And so the next one is fire. In fire, in 2017, there were 24 rookies. Fire has started their training a lot earlier this year, and currently they have 50 rookies signed up to fight fire this year. And the new hires, there were 16 new hires at the BIA that were filled. The superintendent, there's still no word with the superintendent's position, and Mr. Long's appointment has been extended till May. And that's the report. Any questions? I'll try to answer them.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As far as the new rookies that's been for the firefighters, is this throughout the reservation, or is that just in Pine Ridge area that you hired these new rookies for firefighters? Is that for nationally fires that we have in the past years?
That's for all fires. That's from all over the reservation.
Okay. My next question would be: years ago, I tried to start a firefighting crew from my district in Eagle Nest, Wambly, and they had to go through that PAC test and physical examination and so forth. But I know that I'm going to have to jump ahead of this, but I'd like to maybe ask to see if our district can recruit some of our young men that are out there that are in need of jobs out there. I know it's pretty hard to get a job, and pretty much kind of depend on GA or whatever, that any way to survive on. So, but I'd just like to ask to see if we can, how to go about to get, recruit some of our young men to join in on this recruit for the firefighters that's upcoming this spring, summer, and so forth. So what procedure would have to take to get them recruited to be up there for the firefighters down in our district?
If they want to join what's happening now, all they got to do is just call the fire station and make arrangements there. But if you want to start your own crew, then that's something that I would have to take back to the agency, and I'll relay that to the superintendent and to the head of fire.
Yeah, okay, well, I probably want to bring this back to the district and probably have anybody that's interested in joining the crew, so that we maybe converse with our members out there, and if anybody's interested, probably bring it back at a later date.
Okay, yep, that will work.
Yeah, thank you.
Chancey Wilson.
I guess my question is, we're just wondering if we got all the range units leased out yet, because we got landowners that are getting pretty cranky, some of them that ain't got paychecks yet.
The range units that have been allocated have, barring the appeals, the appeal process, they have been sent their invoices. So, and some of them have paid, most of them have paid already. And there's some that are still, because of the appeal process and that haven't gotten paid yet, or that haven't been paid out yet.
So everything besides the appeals are done then?
And the bid units. The bid units haven't gone out yet. And there were last time I counted, there were 67 of those bid units.
So just in case there are some landowners that may be within them range units, is there maybe a time frame they could be looking at getting paid for their lease?
Barring any other appeals, we hope to get invoices out to them hopefully by next week.
Did you say bid units or big?
Bid units. BID.
Tina Merdanian.
So to follow up on that question, is in the report is 67 range units remaining for bid. And so in your report that you give on the second page, you list out the number of active residential leases, 1,157, number of pending residential applications, 65, number of active business leases, 100, number of pending business applications, 2. So in regards to these bid units, that should be included in the report, because for the most part, it's important because we get the questions every day from our tribal membership as to where this is in the process. And for us to have to keep saying, well, they're working on it and not give them concrete answers is because of this process that's been put in place, which isn't, at our fault. However, we need to rectify this situation fairly quickly.
Okay, if you look on that first page of the BIA report under natural resources, that's where it talks about everything with the 67 units. It's not listed under. It's listed by department. So you got the probate, natural resources, realty, right-of-way, fire, social services, facility management, self-determination.
And where is that self-determination at this point? Did we finally filled the position, but where are the resources to help really move that forward? Is there a budget? What's that budget? Has it been consulted with the tribe to help further move our projects forward?
Well, there is a self-determination officer at the BIA that was hired, and their office is located upstairs where that conference room is, and that's as much as I know. But I can relay what your question was.
Sonia Weston.
Thank you, Mr. President. I guess it's been quite a while since we got a self-determination officer, and now it's good to know that we have one. And so I guess maybe at the next council meeting, if we could, maybe Lionel could let the acting superintendent know that maybe the next council meeting, she can come and we can meet her. Miss Sarah Zephyr, it looks like is her name. And so, I know she's going to be working with the tribe on the 638 contracts, mainly all of the ones under the Bureau. So I think it would be good to meet her and to know what her, at that time, maybe we might have some questions. So I'd just like to say that. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll pass that on to the superintendent.
Dave Poyer.
Just one question, I don't know if John's here or.
No.
And I know Jewel, but just for your information, the BIA is going to have to deal with it, and OST, Office of Special Trustee, not Oglala Sioux Tribe. But in years past, about $80,000 was collected, and it's in an account that went to Oklahoma. And that income is to go to some of our tribal members. When will the Bureau be able to pay that out to the tribal members, possibly Oglala Sioux Tribe? It's been there for over 10 years now. When can this take place? Or I've talked to Ms. Purdy Weasel on it, mentioned it to Mr. Manhorst in the past. I think this needs to be cleared up because it's part of the mismanagement that took place in the Bureau system over that lawsuit. So can we get an answer for that within the next month?
Okay, I'll pass that on to John also, or to Mr. Long.
Jackie Sears.
I know you probably can't answer this, but could you take the message back to Mr. Long? It's regarding the constitutional reform. He did obligate money to the constitutional reform for the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And I wanted to get an update from him today, but I guess he's not going to be here. So could you relay that message back to see the status of that? He said he was going to get back with us. Haven't heard anything yet.
Okay, I will. I'll pass that on.
Anything else? Blaine Little Thunder.
I got a question as far as the people that still getting general assistance. How's that going? And maybe the question, can't answer the general assistance grant. Is that ongoing, or is that kind of for the quarter that they're getting a general assistance, or is that how far is it going to get the people that maybe they got cut off, or they have to reapply, or is that still ongoing?
I can't answer that, but I will. I'm sorry.
You don't want to?
No, I don't want to. I don't know anything about the general assistance.
Okay, well, maybe add that to your list for the questions that maybe take it back and bring it back at another time for maybe the executive can bring that back and to see what kind of answer you get for people out there.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Sonia Weston.
Motion to approve the BIA report.
Motion to approve the BIA report. Seconded by Philip Goodcrow. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Yes.
Jim Meeks.
I don't know about this. Yeah.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yeah.
Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chauncey Wilson.
No.
Stephanie Leisure.
No.
Valentina Mardanian.
Yeah.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross. Yes. Ella John Carlo.
Nope.
Richard Greenwald.
Absolutely.
Robin Tapio.
Here.
Philip Goodcrow. Dave Poyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Uh-huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon.
Okay.
Yes.
Motion to accept the BIA report, 14 yes, 4 no. Thank you.
Thank you,
Next
Council.
one. Yeah, and make sure you tell John Long to stick around.
I will.
All right. Where is Miss Jewel Pretty Weasel? Office of Special Trustee.
Thank you, President Weston and Council. My name is Jewel Pretty Weasel. I'm the fiduciary trust officer for the Office of the Special Trustee at the Pine Ridge Field Office. My report is very short, and if you have questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Okay, do you want me to take it around the floor, or do you want to just give your quick report?
Well, some of the things on my report is confidential, so I'd like to, the committee could read that.
Okay.
And if they have questions, they can call me or let me know.
Okay.
One of the things that we are working on is we got some instructions on the Cobell litigation, and I need to put that together. We just got the instructions late last week, so once I get that together, I'll share it with the council and the audience.
Okay, Dave Poyer.
Joe, just a quick question. And since the general public don't have this report, but the 2.4, almost 2.5 million that's in the whereabouts unknown balance on that sheet, what is the Bureau doing to look, or OST or whoever, to look for these individuals? Because that's a lot of money to be sitting in those, in that account.
We are diligently still looking for them. We have outreaches that the Office of the Special Trustee has, and also the probate office, Becky Witt, we're working together to find our whereabouts unknown individuals.
Just for the public's information, I think that our tribal members should go in and take a look at that list, because there's people on there that are around and they do have money in those accounts, so they do need to go in and take a look, because during the holidays I had a chance to look at that, and some of them people are living in Pine Ridge right now, and some are across the res, so they do have money in these accounts, so they could draw. It would help that office help clear these out. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
So is there $1 million over unclaimed money? 2 million. 2.4 million?
If they're in the IAM account, yes, they're interest bearing.
Stephen Gunn.
Is there a deadline for individuals to claim those monies?
No, there's no deadline, but for the Cobell litigation that's closed on November 27th, 2017, we have individuals who have been deceased. Their declared eligible. So there's some criteria there that I need to put together in a report that I'll report next week. Next session.
So those members that are deceased that have money, how is that money being transferred over into family, or how is that through the probate process, or how does that work?
I need to check with Margaret Williams, who is the head of the COBAL for the nation, to see how that is going to be distributed. So in the past, when the COBAL was still going, we would help individuals to get them the decedent's probate order, and then they would send it to the COBAL claims, that CGC, and they would provide the funding to them. They make sure everything met the criteria. And so they would release the funding. We didn't handle any of those funds. But as far as the balances in the IIM accounts that aren't COBAL, that is litigated.
So those decisions through that COBAL process, if there isn't anything dispersed, does that go into their IIM accounts?
Some of them have been, some of them have been dispersed, some of them were ineligible, so the money was returned to COBAL. And
to
that's still
the American
pending
Indian
right now.
Scholarship Fund, American Indian.
That's where it's supposed to be going to, but it's on hold right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jackie Sears.
Hi, Jewel. I just have one question on the land buyback. Do we have a map now that shows what land was, that was bought back from this land buyback from the tribal members?
Yes, I believe there is a map, and I think that was provided to Denise Mesteth.
Yep, it was brought to my office and forwarded to Denise's office, because that's something that we requested as soon as we got into office. We'd asked for an original of the original land status of it, and then every wave, I believe we've had 5 waves, right? Every wave of what was purchased, and then how it got to the point to the 5th wave, and we're trying to get into that 6th wave whenever that process comes.
Yeah, the reason I say that is, we're all focusing on economic development, so that's why we wanted to find out what's available out there so our districts can start looking at economic development.
Yes, we do have another wave coming. It's this fall sometime. So what we're doing right now is we're taking names of individuals who are interested in the land buyback. And so there is some criteria that was sent out. I believe I handed that out a few months ago. But I can hand it out again if you would like me to. Yes, I will. And then the criteria is that anybody who owns interests that are, I think it's 25% or greater, 25% or less,
Yes.
I'm sorry, they're not going to consider purchasing those.
Let's go to, clarification, Dave.
Denise from the land office and Russell Zeppier has been working with the buyback people out of DC. They're in the process of putting the paperwork together and what all the tribe has to do. There's going to be some positions in that for like 7 months. When it starts, it's going to be they're going to go out and contact you. You can't less than 25% ownership if you have in a tract, then it will purchase. But there's no dollar limit that they're gonna lock us into, because we thought there was like $15 million left. But they're gonna go as long as the tribe has willing sellers to participate. I contacted Russell Zephyr yesterday evening after the land meeting, because we talked about, they want to come from DC on a buyback to explain to the tribe, whoever's ever interested. It was supposed to be this week, and we couldn't get together because of different holidays, or the week of February 12th. That has now changed. They will come sometime in February, depending on land committee and whoever wants to sit in and listen. It's going to take, there's a slideshow that'll take from an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on questions. So we are working on it. The paperwork does have to be in February so that the tribe will participate. There's 20 tribes going to participate in the remaining $500 million that's left in the buyback program. So that's kind of where we're at. And every once in a while I'll talk with Jewel. Jewel gives me information. We spread that just so that we could participate. I know that some people don't agree with buyback, but then again, there is a lot of people that do want to sell. If we check with Realty, they have over 100 people that on a list right now that are willing sellers. Whether they qualify or not, we don't know. But then Jewel's taking names. So there is a lot of people out there that are willing sellers. That's kind of the status of the buyback program.
Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon, and then Tina Merdanian.
Okay, on the land buyback in the Cobal, we were the biggest participants to participate in the land buyback. And so we would like that the funds that go to the scholarships, our portion come back to our people, our college students. What do we need to do as a tribal council to ensure, or what can we do to make sure that part of that money comes back to our people?
There's a board, the scholarship committee board. I'm not sure who makes the decisions, but I would write to probably that board and also to John McClanahan. Actually, I'd go above him to
Secretary
not
Zinke.
Mr. Kaysen, but the Secretary of the
To
Interior.
the Secretary Zinke.
Yes.
So
Yes.
would we need that in motion form? I'd like to make a motion to that effect.
Sorry. Ed, agency. My button wouldn't come on. Yeah, tribal land.
State your motion.
I would like to have Ms. Jewel write a letter to the individuals that are responsible.
No, it's,
Oh, who? The tribe? Oh, the tribe to President Weston's signature on there, to request for any funds that came out of land buyback in Cobal that went to the scholarships for education to come back to our part, to come back to our college students through
Okay.
scholarship.
and it's seconded by Tina Merdanian. Call for the vote, please. Before that, Darla Black had her hand raised, and then I'll recognize the fifth member over there.
Thank you, President.
You didn't state that. All you said was the second. You didn't have your hand up. Okay, I didn't see it, but I'll recognize you when we finish.
Thank you, President Weston. My question is, it sounds like anything that has to do with land is this governing bodies. It's within their realm. So why was this information only given to the president? Why wasn't it distributed to the tribal council? Because these tribal council members are responsible to provide that information to their districts. Is there a reason why only land office and the president was notified and not tribal council? Thank you.
Jim Red Willow.
Can you hold this up for me? Good afternoon, Council. Say, on that very question of the scholarships, that was brought up when this first COBAL settlement came in and that provision was in there. And my office was questioned by college students on how to apply for that. So we researched that and got a hold of some people in Albuquerque, and there was a temporary task force that was comprised of Southwest members that approved all the applications. So as a result of that, all those scholarships were mainly given to Southwest tribes. And when my office complained about that to the person in charge of selecting that committee, they informed us that was a temporary committee and that the next wave of scholarship money, they'd have a new task force to be comprised of people from the Great Plains to be on that task force. However, that hasn't happened. I think, Chairman and members of the council, I think we need to take stronger action by getting a tribal resolution and making sure that we have a task force that comprises of people from up this way, so that our students don't get left out, because we are a minority part of the scholarship money that's coming to our students. And I'd like to know how much students applied from up here that qualified but didn't get the monies, and they should be on the first one to be accepted on this next go around. Hedge it, Duelo.
Wow. Tina Merdanian.
Yes, getting back to, the provisions that were listed under the various waves of COBAL, and given the most recent one, you mentioned the criteria. Now, this particular criteria allows for an individual who has some interest in that track. They should be given an opportunity to purchase that land. And do we have it in policy that we are going to notify these landowners of these 100 individuals who are willing to sell their land, that if they have an interest, they have an opportunity to purchase that interest rather than just the tribe stepping in and purchasing the interest?
I believe that if they want to sell their land and they want to sell it to other tribal members, they don't have to go through the land buyback. They can go to the BI Realty office, to Nellie, and do an application. That's the process for that. So they really don't need to, they don't have to go through land buyback. It's each individual's option, prerogative, what they want to do with their land. And what I try to do is I try to educate everyone that I talk to about their options, what they can do. They don't have to go through the land buyback. They can, if they want to sell it to another member, they have that option. So that's what I do. Also, I talk to them about making a will in the event, God forbid, that they pass away. Then, they'll be able to say who's going to get what on their land.
So we have a motion on the floor.
Motion to table and refer back to land so there can be a little more thought process put into things.
Motion to table at the second by Austin Watkins. Is that on your scholarship?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the whole issue,
Okay. Stay your motion.
Motion to table the land buyback issues and send it to land and referred so that can be properly reintroduced.
Okay. Put the second by Austin Watkins. Call for the vote, please.
Danny Little Thunder,
Yes.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
No.
Stanley Little Whiteman,
No.
Austin Watkins, Chancey Wilson,
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
No.
Valentina Merdanian,
Here.
Lydia Bearkiller,
No.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
No.
Richard Greenwald,
No.
Robin Tapio,
Okay.
Philip Goodcrow.
No.
David Puyer,
Abstain.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Here.
Jackie Sears,
Oha.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon,
Here. President Weston?
Let me read this and then I'll.
Okay.
Okay. And the motion to table, 7 yes, 9 no, and 1 abstain. Jewel, please
Yes.
continue.
Yes, I would like to have, a clarification to Vice President's comments or question, please.
I was referring in reference to those maps and any other information that you have concerning the land. You stated that you gave them to the land program, Denise Mesteth, and also the president. And if at all possible, if you could give that to tribal council.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll do that.
Yeah, hold on. We have a motion made by Lisa Jumping Eagle. You still have a motion on the floor. I was just trying to get her, she wanted to click for clarification.
Okay, Mr. President, I also wanted to do an amendment to that and have it be researched by our attorney and a resolution be drafted up.
Good.
Along with that letter.
All right. And that's good with the second. Okay. I need to recognize Craig Dillon back at 3:01 p.m. Robin, are you still here officially? I excused her at 2:53 because she's not feeling well. So are you back? Are you back on session? Okay. All right. All right. We're back to 19. Question. Cora Whitehorse.
Could you repeat that motion, please? Because it's, clarify it. Because, you know, my daughter's applied for the Cabal Scholarship for the last 2 years. She's been on the Dean's list since she started at Haskell. She has not qualified once. That's why I want that motion clarified, because I believe it needs to be a strong motion.
State your motion, Lisa.
Okay, first I want to clear some up. A resolution was done through the
Higher education program did bring that through council, and a resolution was passed, but it has gone nowhere from BIA, is what the message that I got. And I got messages from students just coming in saying the criteria to get this scholarship is very hard to qualify. So that was one of the things that they've been saying.
And they said there would be no income guidelines, but that's what my daughter has.
And this is to the American Indian College Fund.
Yeah.
State your motion. Please put your hands down so we can hear her.
I would like to to have our attorney look into the COBAL and the land buyback, how much was put into the scholarships and our portion, because we are the biggest tribe that contributed to those. And we would like our portion to come back to our college students.
To be distributed by our tribe?
Yes. Our higher ed? Our higher ed,
Well, we can determine that, but if we just say our tribe.
yeah, our tribe.
Okay, then that's good with the second. Okay? Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Yes.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse. Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
Yeah.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Oha.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo.
Yes.
Richard Greenwell.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Uh-huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston. Jackie Sears.
Oha.
Lisa Jumpin Eagle Dalion.
Oha.
Craig Dillon.
I think we voted on it once, but I'll do it again, yes.
Motion carried unanimous, 19 yes, 0 no. Hold on, we haven't, as soon as Jewel is finished, done with her report, we'll take a break. Motion to accept the OST's report, seconded by Sonia Weston. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Yes.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Chancey Wilson.
No.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yeah.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo.
No.
Richard Greenwell.
I guess I'm not talking.
Yes.
Robin Tapio. Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Lilhawk Weston. Jackie Sears.
Oha.
Lisa Jumpin Eagle Dalion. Craig Dillon. 19.
Motion carried, 19 yes, 0 no. Oh, no, wait, hold on, she's lying to me again here. $15 yes and 4 no. Okay. Jewel, would you like to give closing comments? No.
I just wanted to thank Mr. President and the Tribal Council for this opportunity, and we're doing our best. And so we're working hard and trying to find the whereabouts unknown and everything. So any questions, please give me a call. I'm available at the office, 867-1010. Yes.
Thank you very much. So Steve Gunn needs to be heard. He needs to do some clarification on the buyback process. So
It's on the COBAL.
On the COBAL?
Settlement, and it concerns the whereabouts unknown accounts. And there was an order entered in the District Court for the District of Columbia in the case on December 20, 2017, which says that after March 27, 2018, the parties and the claims administrator will meet and confer regarding the whereabouts unknown accounts, and the plaintiffs will file a report with the court stating the number of whereabouts unknown accounts and the total balance of those accounts that plaintiffs believe qualify for transfer to the scholarship fund. What that means is that if there is a whereabouts unknown account and that person does not come forward to claim that account by March 27, they may transfer that money to the scholarship fund. So every effort should be made to identify every Oglala Sioux tribal member that has a whereabouts unknown account prior to March 27, 2018.
Dave Poyer.
So, Mr. Gunn, is there anything that the tribe can do to step in so that they won't, if none of our tribal members come forward by that time, that remains on this reservation for our scholarship, rather, because the way it's going, it's all going to Southwest tribes.
So the first thing is, I talked with, there's a group called the Garden City Group, which is a claims administration firm. And I talked with her on January 16. What she said was that she would send our treasurer the names and other identifying information they have of individuals who've not claimed their COBEL money. And they are working with many tribes, not just OST, to try to identify those whereabouts unknown individuals. But our first effort should be to identify those individuals so that they get the money and it's not transferred into the scholarship fund. And then I think, I don't know as I sit here today if there's anything that we can do to change the structure of the settlement to make sure our whereabouts unknown money goes to a dedicated scholarship fund for only our tribal members. The settlement is not, to my knowledge, is not structured in that manner, and that would require a change. So I think our best effort is put in identifying those WAU whereabouts unknown individuals before March 27th.
Ellen John Carlo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You know what's really confusing about this whereabouts unknown is the individuals who have received the first round and the second round of the COBEL payments. Now they're back on that whereabouts unknown. And I know this for a fact because my brother is on there. And he received his payments. And so we happen to be looking on the, what the heck is it now? There's a website. Anyway, we found it on this website. So,
IndianTrust.com.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that one. It was. There's a different site. Anyway, and here this came up, and so we put in our last name, and he came up, and so I called him up and let him know, and he is like, I don't understand why I received the first two payments. So I don't know. It's kind of confusing.
I'll reach out and find out more. Classactionlawsuit.gov. Okay. Cora Whitehorse.
We have Gary Roos and John Banks here who are supposed to present after lunch, so.
Well, I've been waiting on you.
I have kept my speaking to a minimum today.
Do you want to do it now, or do you want to take a break and then have them come back?